GruntingPixel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something that you might never hear. This is GP, which is me, and my buddy Jared. Say hi, Jared.
Yo.
That's not what I asked you to say.
Crap, I mean hi.
There you go. And,
Sorry, you keep telling me to follow a script, and I keep improvising.
the script is there for a reason, Jared. I asked you to use it!
I know, you spent like 12 minutes on it. I'm so sorry.
I pointed at it like 6 times.
Sorry, it's just really hard to see you when I don't have a camera pointed on you.
It's really hard to see when I deliberately look away at something more interesting.
Yeah.
But you might have noticed, audience, viewership, whatever you would like to call yourself, that we've been recently doing a podcast. I think it's a little more structured. The thing is we've always had these conversations. We've always thought they were hilarious and wanted to record them, and we were kind of doing the podcast thing as a format for that. But we felt like the podcast, and still do, but I still am going to do the podcast, is maybe a little more structured than we typically do. So we decided, fuck it. It's 3 a.m. Why not just click record, have a little intro thing, and then just kind of do what we normally do, which is kind of pretend that we're not being recorded, because we obviously aren't. But for now, we'll pretend that we're not being recorded, and just kind of talk and see where it goes. We just had a totally radical surfer conversation that may or may not have made it into this video. Probably. I won't know until I listen to this back. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of start off with a topic to just kind of get us going, and then we're just going to just go and kind of forget that you guys are here, not in a rude way, just to see, what happens. Yeah, just to see where we end up. So,
well, here's the way I look at it. Is like, you watch all these videos on YouTube, and there's people, and it's all structured, and it has structure, and it's all, but you never see them just being themselves, unedited, no edits, just fucking being themselves. And I think that's kind of what we're doing here, is just seeing what happens, even though it's probably going to be highly edited, and you'll hear none of this.
Even though it might be the most edited thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
I agree, because I mean, I kind of said it, but the whole idea was just like, we talk, we have funny, crazy, ludicrous conversations. Let's just record that and see what happens. But we've still yet to do that. We've recorded 3 podcasts, one of which failed, and we still yet to do that. So this might be failure number 2, but I don't know. I wanted to do it. Let's do it, Jared. How is your day?
Oh, shit.
Oh, God. First, it's like having a baby, and you like hold it up by its hand. It's like, all right, take your first step, and it like lifts its leg up and then does like a Charlie Brown backflip and just like lands on its own head.
Just throws up all over you.
Just like falls face first, like its head bounces off the fucking floor like a log. It's just like,
oh man, my memories of my childhood sparking back.
I would have remembered my childhood had that not been my first step.
Yes.
Ever since then, I've had a lot of trouble remembering.
So many stitches.
What were we doing?
I think.
Get it?
Well, I was masturbating.
Did you get it? I made a joke. Kniss!
I'm pretty sure I got what you're doing there.
You picking up what I'm putting down? Because if you are, stop that. I'm putting it down for a reason, asshole.
Yeah, stop picking up shit. It makes noise on the microphone.
I put that on the ground for a reason, and you were picking it up immediately. It's like I'm trying to make a breadcrumb trail back to grandmother's house, and I'm like right ahead of you, and you're right behind me, and I put down the breadcrumb.
Whoa, it must be 3 o'clock in the morning.
And then you just like take a step forward and just pick it up and eat it.
Yeah, so it's kind of a running thing with a Grunting Pixel and myself, is where I'm kind of an editor's nightmare because of all the background noise. So that's the whole point of the picking up and making tons of noise reference there.
And he's also
I can't seem to make a single movement without it making a ton of noise in my super sensitive microphone. Like, I think it actually detects the blood flowing through my veins.
I mean, to be fair, Jared, you are the kind of person who blood flowing through your veins isn't quite like everybody else's blood flowing through the brains. Yours is more like trying to shove like sludge through a PVC pipe rather than like liquid through a tube.
Yeah, I need some Drano because my pipes are pretty clogged. And by pipes, I mean arteries. And
every artery.
I'm super fat.
Your heart's just like just trying to like push that shit through your.
Why?
That's the sound of your blood flying through your veins. Jared, I have a hypothetical question for you.
Yes, I will die on a Tuesday.
That wasn't hypothetical. That is a fact.
Oh, gotcha there.
You get $1 million for every year that you do this. But all pain that you feel is delayed and put into like one section. So let me explain this. At like, let's say Friday night is when you would feel all the pain that you would have felt throughout the week. So like if you fall off your like bed or like break your leg or something like that, you'll never know. You won't feel the pain at all. But like all the pain that you would have felt that week, then it hits you at one point at the end of the week. Do you do it?
For the rest of my life?
For a year, and then you can renew your contract.
I don't know. I'm a pretty clumsy person.
So like
just like I stub my toe at least once every other day, like because I walk into my bedroom at dark after we do these fucking long ass podcasts at night.
Whatever the fuck we call this shit.
Yeah, whatever this is that we're doing. And so I do that like at least once or twice a week, and that hurts really bad then. So if you take that away and put it all in one, and the thing is when does it happen? Like, is it in the middle of when I'm sleeping? Am I just like, and my wife's like, what the fuck? You know, or is it
you just like come bursting out of a dream just with every pain that you had? No, I'd say 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Friday.
Okay, so I'm not at work. I'm actually probably either driving home from work or I'm just getting home.
You're like, what a good day from work. You're just driving like down the freeway, just like, oh Jesus! Oh God! You just like do like a fucking flip off the road, like into a pole.
Like,
and then you won't feel that accident until next Friday.
I'm like, oh wow, God must be happy. There's no traffic. Crash into the median, do like a flip, kill 18 people who, by the way, feel the pain instantaneously. And I'm like, I won't feel this till next week.
That's the joke. Is you have your accident, but then you don't feel the accident until a week later. Oh shit!
Oh man, that looks painful, man. B, your entire hood is sticking out of your chest. Oh yeah, I won't feel this till next week. So.
You're like driving with your friend, and you just like hit a tree or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna feel that tomorrow," and you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna feel that next week." But I mean, it clearly poses two problems. One is that you're going to have a lot of pain at one point. That's going to suck. But two, you might not know. Like, what if like Saturday your appendix like bursts and you don't know? You could die from that. Like, you just wouldn't know to go to the hospital because you didn't know your appendix hurt. Or like maybe you broke your leg and your leg severed your femoral artery and now you're pumping like bone marrow straight into your heart. Yeah. You're not going to know that and you're going to die. So there's like,
totally.
I mean, that's obviously a really extreme example, but you would never know that. So it's like kind of a trade-off. It's like, do you get $1 million in pain only once a week, but at the risk of like never knowing that you got hurt?
Much worse, because here's the thing is now I know that I'm not going to feel any pain till Friday. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, check this out. And I'm like sticking my hand on a grill, I'm like putting my hand in a fire, and I'm like, look, I'm a fucking superhero.
Fucking party tricks for everybody.
Yeah. My hands melted off, and I'm like, oh man, I can make so much money off of this or something, even though I'm getting paid $1 million for it. And so I'm probably like not going to learn my lesson and do that. And Fridays are going to be really bad. Like where, to the point where I'm like, hey, want to see me saw off my leg and then reattach it with stitches?
You're like, bros, check this out. You get like a hard on and then you just like run into a brick wall.
Yeah. But you're the number one like person at every party. You are the number one party trick. It's like, dude, watch this. You like saw off your dick and then like swallow it and then shit it out and then reconnect it and you're like, yeah.
I don't care if I couldn't feel pain. I don't think I could ever saw off my own dick. Like,
give it a year. Give it a year, and you would totally be sawing off your dick.
Well, see, the problem is I don't think that I could I don't think that I couldn't saw it off because of like some like moral or like willpower lack thereof. I couldn't saw it off because I have trouble finding it.
Well, yeah. But you got to think, every week you've got to step up your game, you know? Okay, you're sawing off a toe 1 week, but 52 weeks later, you know, you're going to the party. Well, what are you sawing off
two
then?
Toes.
You got to saw off your own fucking head or something. Well, wait, that kills you. Oh, no. Didn't think about that.
Shit.
So to answer your question, definitely would do it.
I don't know. It's a tough one to think. I think I might do it. You just have to be really careful. Like, I feel like anytime... It could get really inconvenient if we're taking this seriously. So let's say, like, for example, it's Monday and I fall down a staircase. Now I have to go to the hospital and get just like an x-ray of my body just to make sure that I'm not like dying. And I feel like that can get kind of inconvenient.
Well, but it's like, all you gotta do, that's your number one concern is like, I'm a millionaire. My only concern is that I don't hurt myself.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
to be fair,
so oh crap, I fell downstairs. Probably should get that looked at. But, you know, I can afford it because I'm a fucking millionaire.
Well, I was going to say, to be fair, if you're a millionaire, you could probably just buy your own CAT scan machine. Get like an old one, like from a hospital that's like, like going down or something like that. Be like, I'll give you that for $100,000. Oh, great. Now I only got $900,000 left. What am I going to do?
Just hire instead of an eye-seeing dog, hire a pain-feeling dog, and every time you're supposed to feel pain, it barks at you or something. Or it could be like a 13-year-old and just like, ow! Every time you're supposed to be hurt, and you're like, oh, wait, I just cut off my foot. Thanks, kid. You pat him on the head, give him $5, and then...
that smells injuries. Like, he just sniffs you and sniffs out your injury.
They can sense tornadoes. They can sense pain, okay? It's just a fact. Don't look it up. It's a fact.
I don't have to look it up. I actually experienced this firsthand. It was probably 6 or 7 years ago, and there was a tornado that came by near my house, and my dog totally sensed it as he went up into the clouds. Like, he knew something was going down.
Oh, man, they know everything. Oh, man.
I was really hoping that was going to make you laugh harder than it did, but it really got me.
I'm laughing, but it's like a quiet laugh. But the thing is that it's so late and I'm so slow now that it was just me getting the image of the dog going flying up in the tornado that consumed every thought that I couldn't even. The laughing came so late. Oh shit!
He just goes off into the clouds like, bye, buddy. He's just gone forever now.
He tried to warn me.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh man.
So yeah, final verdict, yes, you would do it, no, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I would just be extra super careful. I mean, I don't really, now I'm going to think about it the next week that comes along, how much I hurt myself. But like, I'm just thinking right now, I don't really think I hurt myself that much because my job consists of me sitting in a chair and then I come home and sit in a different chair and it's really hard to injure. Well, okay. For a normal person, it's really hard to injure yourself sitting in a chair, but I find it a little bit easier to not injure myself while sitting in a chair. But as soon as I get up, I will injure myself. I guarantee it. So
I just knocked over one of my fucking lights, and I think I broke it. That sucks.
Oh, my gosh.
That pisses me off. That's an expensive light bulb. It's really not too bad. Yeah, no, I think I'd do it. Just like I said, you know, hire somebody to, like, medically check me out every time I hurt myself or some shit.
Here's a good one. You have to live as a peasant in North Korea for 2 years, and you will get $750,000.
Whoosh.
Now, I would suggest referencing some of the bullshit that goes on in North Korea, because it would be 2 years of hell.
No, it would be really bad. I mean, I couldn't list off every atrocity that...
You can't wear blue jeans. You can't look at porn.
Well, there goes my life. All I ever do is wear blue jeans and look at porn.
Porn and blue jeans. It's like that's my life story.
I put one pant leg on after the other, just like everybody else, while looking at porn. Like, it's...
Yeah, and you only get to choose from like 10 different haircuts.
Is the Bieber an option? Because
that's
might
a
have to say
worldwide
yes.
trend. I mean, you gotta. I mean, that would be okay. I would even up it to $1 million because I mean, you would be set for the rest of your life. Well, maybe.
No, $1 million doesn't go nearly as far as it used to.
That's not even enough to retire on.
No, $1 million. If we're talking like 1960s $1 million, then yeah, you could probably live off that.
Let me reword it. Okay, you've got to spend 5 years of your life in North Korea, but you're set for the rest of your life. Like that, you will get the enough money that you will never have to work a day in your life afterwards.
Now, are we talking never have to work a day in your life, paycheck to paycheck type living, or comfortable living? Because that kind of
comfortable.
changes.
Like you could live like we'll say a steady $200,000 to $300,000 a year, $500,000 a year.
Wow, $500,000 a year is very upper class.
No. $105,250 a year.
It's very specific, but honestly, that's not too bad. Like, I'm not going to disclose how much my parents make as income, but I will say, for the past several years, we have been considered lower class. And needless to say, 105,250? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
That is a significant increase in living.
Yeah, I'll probably only ever make like 80,000 or 90,000 if I'm lucky, 100,000 in my life. So yeah, that's a far stretch for me. Well, like when I retire, the day I retire, I would imagine I'll probably be at like $100,000 a year if I'm lucky. That's if I'm like the head of the.
I'm gonna have my first remembering that we're recording moment, because this is gonna get really boring. But like, do you have like an IRA or something like that, or is it just a 401k?
I have 401k.
Okay.
Which is currently on pause.
Oh.
But I've been meaning we're trying to get it reactivated. The thing is it's just a big, huge chunk out of our paycheck. But for good reason, obviously.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but a 401k is called that because it was $400 to $1,000, right? That's what it was to save up to.
I think it's like the number in the government issuance of blah blah blah.
Is that it? I have no idea.
No, I have no idea what it stands for.
If it is for $400 and $1,000, that is needs to be adjusted. We need to start calling it like the 608k or something like that. Because
401k million.
Right.
401 million.
401m.
Yeah.
They need to call it. Oh, shit. Dude, I mean...
Yeah.
Because with inflation and all that shit, I mean, what is it going to be? Like, because we're
I don't
working...
plan on living past like 55 or 60, so, because I drink too much. And I sit down all day, so I'm either going to die of a heart attack or liver failure, or both. By the time I'm 60. So.
You're gonna get a blood clot in your liver, and it's gonna be like both.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a heart or liver attack.
Your liver is going to die at the same time your heart gives out.
Ma'am, your husband has suffered from a heart-liver attack?
Ma'am,
it's very rare.
Ma'am, your husband has suffered from being a fucking idiot with his health. Yeah. And he is going to die.
Yeah. Here's your 401k check for $250.
But like, I mean, this is going to get boring, but I mean, I've been doing a lot of research in just like what you need for retirement when you start saving up and all that shit. But like by the time I retire, it's going to be like a while from now. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to try to do the math. But, like, with inflation, I mean, what is it going to be? Like, when are we going to get to the point where, like, retirement is going to require, like, $1 million? You know what I mean? Like
there.
Yeah. To retire at, like, 65, assuming you live to 85, you need $1 million. Like, when are we going to get to that point?
$2 million now.
Well, it depends on how frugally you live.
People keep fucking living forever now. That's the thing, is we need to kill off all these old people stealing our Social Security. just kill them. And then we'll get Social Security, and we won't need, cut the life expectancy down a little bit, and we won't need so much money. Once you reach the age of 75, you just die. You just have to die. They kill you. They knock on your door, like, it's time, and you're like, shit.
It's like happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear 75. Here's a shotgun. That's it. Like, they don't even get to finish the song, mostly for copyright reasons.
You're like, well, can I at least save my game first? Yeah. No.
Oh man. That's like I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get all morbid. See, this is the thing. This is what I didn't want to do. I'm like kind of regulating the conversation to what would be interesting to them, and I want to stop doing that. So I'm going to stop doing that. It's kind of fucked up because there's a lot of people that I know. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this, Jared, and I mean we don't get religious about it or anything like that. But do you notice that people in your life, for some reason, just all tend to die at the same time? And then there's, like, a couple-year period where, like, nothing happens, and then, like, another group of 5 or 6 just die at the same time. Like, at least that's how it's been for my life. I don't know if that's...
It's weird that you say that, because it's funny, because, like, I'll go on these random murdering sprees, and, like, everybody will just die instantly at that one point, but then I won't feel that urge for a few years, and then I just kill, like, an entire, like, shopping mall of people. Dude. And it's weird because, like, yeah, it's like every so many years just a whole bunch of people die at the same time. It's really weird, dude.
I first thing, I got to give you applause for that, because that was really good. But second off, I would like you to see what happened in my brain at that point, because I'm like, this is a really dark thing. I'm gonna just share that with J-Man, and you're like, it's really funny. I'm like, wow, somebody I can relate to, and then it comes up. It's just weird. I always kill people in these bursts. And I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Did your mind go to the scene and Call of Duty Modern Warfare where you're in the airport shooting everybody innocently? Because that's where my mind went.
But no, in all seriousness, is that a thing you've ever noticed, or has it just kind of been like nobody dies in your life, everybody lives till they're 100?
To be honest with you, I've only experienced like the death of like people who are close to me, like only like 3 people, honestly.
Oh, really?
And I apologize for those of you who are close to me who I'm not remembering. But like my grandma, my grandpa, my grandma died, and then like 2-3 years later, my grandpa died. So it really wasn't that close together. But I do recognize that, like, when deaths do happen, like, especially celebrities and stuff, they do seem to happen all together. So,
like, it was really weird. I'm not going to go into names or specific dates just for respect reasons, but there was I went to college, and when I was in college, everything was great for the whole time. And then, like, the last 6 months that I was in college, my parents called me, and they're like, hey, this is really kind of rough news, but I just want to let you know that this person died. And I'm like, oh, that's actually really, really shitty. And then like the next week, they're like, okay, also this person died. And then literally within like a month, 5 people, not only like, oh, your cousin's aunt died, like 5 people that I was relatively close to just like pieced out of this earth. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Jeez.
Like, And now it seems to be kind of happening again, where just like now, I don't want to go too much into it, just out of respect and privacy, but I know a couple people who have already passed, and a couple people who medically just, I mean, one of my best friend's mothers got cancer in 3 different parts of her body, and it's just like, why? Because it's been a year or 2 since the last person who I know who's passed, and it's like, okay, now we got like 4 on their way. And it's like, it's weird. It's just this weird thing where it seems they all for some reason just lumped together. I don't know. I know some people who this happens to, and other people like I've never experienced that. So I was just curious what yours.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that seems pretty fucked up, dude.
No, it's rough. The problem is, and this sounds kind of fucked up as hell, but like I'm kind of used to death. Like, honestly,
dude, you're really bringing this down, man.
I know, but I mean, we talk about shit like this, so I don't have any problem saying that because we're not being recorded, right, Jared? Right.
I'm not recording.
But I mean, I could honestly say, of throughout my life. To say that people that I've known and more than I just met, like I mean actually known, is in the 30s plus of death.
Oh my gosh.
I know a lot of people who died. So it doesn't. It's not like I'm like, oh well, they're dead. Great, I don't care. Like it definitely still sucks, but I mean, it's not unexpected. This got weird. This got dark.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't know so many people.
Yeah. Maybe the problem is that everybody knows me and then they just want to get off this fucking earth. Like that's.
Yeah, the problem is you don't quarantine yourself inside your house and you socialize with other people and thus you get to know them. If you just stop talking to people, you don't have to worry about this.
Yeah, if you would just stop going out in public and meeting people, people would stop wanting to not be alive.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they would die and you would not give a shit because you wouldn't know them.
What I love about this situation is I know somebody's gonna be like, "Wow, that's really harsh of Jared," but like, this is just us. Like,
it's pretty harsh, but somebody's got to bring this part. I mean, jeez, I want to sympathize with you and shit, but it's gonna really just.
I don't want this to be like a whole like heart like type thing. Like it was really more of just like a curious anecdote than anything. I wasn't trying to like go into like a whole
well, to answer your question, no, I don't. Recognize that. I think I already answered it actually. But the second part is, damn, that fucking sucks. And the third part is, I feel for it, and that's I don't know what to say. I mean, like, I would be lucky to live till I'm 80, but when people die in their like 50s and 60s and stuff, and that just. I imagine no matter how much you can prepare for it, it's still so hard because you shouldn't die at that age.
I don't want to get like morbid on everybody, but like I had a weird realization a few years back, and then it kind of got compounded recently, where it's just kind of like there's nothing you can do, like when it comes to being sick for the most part. Like it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how rich or famous you are. Like, Steve Jobs, that motherfucker, in terms of money, should have been able to cure cancer, and that guy died young. Like, that guy has crazy money. If he can die at a young age due to medical, like, shit, then, like, there's no reason I should ever think that, like, oh, I could afford treatment that'll, like,
there is, in fact, no app for that.
There is no app for not dying. Well, the other recent one was the fucking president of Nintendo. He just died. He just died recently. Like,
okay, well, all those other deaths we were talking about, that. But
what? Who cares about that? But Nintendo, are you kidding me?
I mean, we're talking about fucking Mario.
No, but seriously, he's the president of fucking Nintendo. That motherfucker got money. And he was just like,
so what you're saying is do not become the CEO of a company because it is dead.
What I'm saying is it doesn't matter what you become. If you're destined to get off this fucking planet, you're getting off this fucking planet.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I don't believe in destiny, and I don't think that there's a higher power ripping people off this earth, but clearly money clearly money is not the the solving factor in whether you live or whether or not you die.
But let's say whatever you believe, it doesn't really matter. That's not what this is about. But let's just say that when you die, you are a ghost, essentially. If you believe in that sort of thing. Imagine, like, dying and then just being a ghost, what that would be like. Like, just being like, wait, what? Okay, wait, well, hold on. I can't communicate with anybody I know, and I'm stuck in this, like, freaking ethereal realm, and And what?
Yeah.
You know, like, imagine if that is what happens.
Well, the problem with ghosts...
scary.
Yeah, no, it's kind of terrifying. And the problem with ghosts is that there's no, like, definitive, like, this is what happens when you're a ghost. Like, there's a lot of different ideas of, like, oh, you don't know you're a ghost. Or others, like, no, you definitely know you're a ghost. Or others are, you just relive the same moments that are horrifying for the rest of your life. Like, it really depends on what that is. But, like, if it's one of those things where, like, you die, you're a ghost, and you know you're a ghost... that would be pretty scary and pretty terrifying, but I think that my personality is, like, perfect for ghosts. I would fuck with so many people from, like, the grave. Like, you have no idea.
Oh, man. But, I mean, yeah.
I would be that person that, like, takes their car keys and just kind of, like, not hides them, but just moves them to a different place that they're not usually supposed to be. That way they're just kind of like, what the did I put my fucking car keys? Like, I would just fuck with people.
You just haunt them enough to where they think there's a ghost, but they're not sure, so they don't, like,
hire
somebody to get rid of you.
I don't even...
So you, like, just move a picture every once in a while, or you slap them in the face when they're sleeping. They're like, hey, I'm only here every once in a while, so you can't be calling any, like, exorcists or anything.
I don't want them to think that I'm a ghost. I want them to just question their own sanity. Like that.
Damn, do not die in my house.
Yeah, I'm going to be that kind of ghost where, like, it's not like, is there a ghost or is there not a ghost? It's just like, did I put my kid in the washer or not? Like,
friend comes over and he's like getting slapped. He's like, oh, that's just a trick. That's just GruntingPixel. He's kind of a dick. He wants you to think you're insane. Just ignore him. Yeah,
they play along, but I'm not aware that they're playing along, and I think that, like, I'm successfully making people insane. They're just like, dude, if you pretend you're insane, then he'll go away.
Yeah, just ignore him. He'll go away.
Pretend you're
insane. He usually doesn't come out during the day. I think they sleep at day and during the day and come out at night. I don't know how it works.
No, but I would definitely be that piece of shit of a ghost where I would just be like...
I'd be the ghost that you only felt their presence when you were taking a shower.
I thought you were going to say taking a shit. That was going to be way better.
Or taking a shit. Whenever the clothes came off. And particularly women.
Oh, dude, how funny would that be to just, like...
older women.
People are sleeping and you just kind of, like, tickle their dicks or their vaginas while they're asleep. And they just, like, wake up with, like, aroused, but they don't know why.
Oh, I do that to my wife all the time, but she's not aroused, and she usually punches me in the face.
It usually ends in a restraining order.
Does not believe the ghost story I just tell her.
I keep putting on the sheet and, you know, hoping she'll believe it, but she's just like, honey, take the fucking sheet off. And I'm like, okay.
I think we have a ghost. Whoa, Jared, get your hand out of my crotch.
I am a ghost.
Ooh, you're dreaming. Jared, you're freaking on top of me. Get off of me. I'm not dreaming.
You're dreaming and you're very aroused. Ooh, penis.
Oh, man. If only ghosts sound like vampires. Why? That's what vampires sound like.
Why do vampires sound like?
Chocula.
See, I kind of get that. Like, I kind of had to, like, welcome to the ghost. But, like, I was definitely more vibrato.
You're being haunted.
Are vampire ghosts a thing? Because, like, vampires can't, like, they live forever. But if they get stabbed in the heart, do they just cease to exist? Or do they get, like, transferred into, like, ghostly apparitions as well?
I think they go straight to hell, man. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
They just go straight to hell. You're like a good vampire, and you, like, donate to charity, and you, like, save people, and you, like, help them, but, like, doesn't matter. You're a vampire, so burn in hell.
Yeah. Satan, I was just, like, an orphan on the street, and some dude bit me, and I turned him down. I don't care. Die.
Be my flames. Your soul belongs to myself.
Oh, man, what a sucky situation.
God damn it, Satan, you're the worst.
Credits roll.
Yeah. Or it's like one of those, like, cliche, like, stereotypical, like, shitty sitcoms where it's just like, but Satan, I didn't even want to be a vampire. And he's just like, too bad. And you're like, oh, Satan. And then, like, the whole, like, crowd laughs and is like...
and then Cosby comes out and rapes some chick. Oh, wait, sorry, that went a little too far.
You know why Bill Cosby got arrested, right?
Because he raped a whole bunch of women.
Because he wouldn't stop putting things where they didn't belong.
Jello pops.
God, I love humor.
I love Jello. There was a point I was trying to make about the whole ghost thing. It was the whole reason why I brought it up, and I completely forgot it.
story of our lives, viewing audience.
Yeah.
We descend like one of the, if this comes out, I want to just like create like a chart where I just draw a line from thought process to thought process.
So back to the original thought. So would you live in North Korea or would you?
Oh Jesus! Is that where we started? Goodness gracious!
That's what started this whole rant.
If it was for 5 years, and I would be able to live comfortably, yes, I would do it.
Yeah, but I mean, those 5 years would be
could I
agonizing.
Die? Is that an option, or is
if you break any laws? I mean, like if you watch porn in North Korea, it is punishable by death. And there are certain crimes in North Korea that if you commit them, like they fall on your child, like your child even suffers the penalty. Didn't even commit a fucking crime.
So, Frankie, be prepared to edit this out. So what you're saying is that North Korea is basically the Old Testament. Hilarious. But seriously,
Pretty
I mean,
much.
if we're being objective here, that's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm not like.
I'm pretty sure you could wear blue jeans in the Old Testament. I had to check.
Well, yes, you could, but you also have to wear a blue jean shirt and blue jean everything else because you can't wear two different types of clothing in the Old Testament. So.
As with anything that happened in the old BC, it's pretty brutal, no matter what you did.
Well, that's. I mean, I was making
you could stick your tongue out at somebody and like that you would have to like be tortured for 18 weeks on the freaking stretchy mobile.
I mean, I was making a joke, but I was half serious with
it's pretty brutal.
No, but I was saying is I was half serious with that North Korea thing. I mean, it really does sound like some Old Testament shit where it's just like, oh, you did that one minor thing, be put to death. It's like, oh.
Well, the thing is that I mean, if they said, well, we're just following Old Testament teachings, that would actually make sense. Their logic between from what they're doing is just because Kim Jong ooby dooby labity deep dob is just a fucking psychopath. Like, he doesn't, like, want people to be happy. I don't know. I don't understand it. You can read about North Korea until your eyes bleed, and none of it will make any sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, not to get political, but North Korea is definitely in a shit place, and anybody who thinks that Kim Jong-un, that's how you pronounce his name, is a good ruler needs to... reevaluate how they think about it. He's
the only one on the ballot, so
yeah, like
they kind of gotta vote for him. And actually, if you don't turn up to vote, it's like calls for death.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a wonderful 5 years for you because this was not a question. This is actual life. All right, you're going to North Korea.
You know, honestly, even though it would be terrible, like without getting too much into my current situation, like. Not having any real source of income and trying to do what you want to do instead of what you have to do, like, it's probably the most stressed I've ever been in my life. And, like, if that meant, okay, you got 5 years of pretty much the shittiest, situation you could be in, but then the rest of your life is just, like, easy pickings, like, I don't know. There's probably not a lot that I wouldn't do to have like just an easy living life for the rest of my life.
My fear is that we go from our nice, comfortable American life and we make one slip up and we die for it. Then you don't have a nice, comfortable life.
That's true.
It's kind of, well, unless we go back to the ghost thing and being a ghost is pretty comfortable. I don't know. But assuming that being dead sucks, I'm going to say that it would not be a very comfortable life.
Right. No, I mean, it just really all depends on what death is. I mean, that's life's great mystery, is it not? Just like what happens once we
figuring it out before it's too late.
Once we piece the fuck out of this, planet. Do we go to like a great place in the clouds where like fucking waterfalls are made out of chocolate milk and you get to have sex with like anybody you want? Like, that sounds kind of good, but if the alternative is either A, burning in hell forever, or the other alternative, which is just like, oh yeah, you're just nothing, you're just gone. I don't know, both of those don't sound the greatest to me personally.
Yeah, I don't think burning in hell forever is really not to get, I don't want to get religious, but burning in hell forever just doesn't seem like that's there. Unless you're like some freaking crazy mass murderer or something. I don't think.
Well,
if this is real, I'm not trying to say it is or it isn't, but if it is, I don't think we're all headed towards a lake of fire.
I hope not. I hope not. And it really depends on what you believe. I mean, according to the religion of my parents and the religion of my girlfriend, I'm going to burn in hell just because I don't believe. Like that's what they're.
But you should burn in hell.
Well,
I'm definitely
trust me. I'm gonna burn in hell for other reasons. It's not. Yeah. It's not that. That's.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. No. Seriously. I completely accept that, and I hope that doesn't happen because personally, I'd rather take eternal nothingness than burning in hell forever. If it's going to happen, it's not going to be because I didn't believe in Jesus. It's going to be for something else. I'm pretty
sure that the moment that you came out of your mom's vagina, they looked at you and said, "Well, this guy's going to burn in hell."
Well, see, the thing is I came out of the vagina, and the first thing they did before they even like snipped the umbilical cord or cleared my lungs of fluid so I could breathe is they had to get that fucking like razor and shave off the stash because not many people are down with the Adolf Hitler stash.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not a good sign when you're born as a reincarnation of Adolf Hitler.
Well, I didn't say that, but I definitely did have a little more toothbrushy hair on the top of my lip than a baby should have.
And then the swastika birthmark doesn't really help. But
no, that was my sister.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry. I always get that confused. You and your sister.
We're so similar, considering we both have vaginas.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I mean, it's a scary thought. I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, you're going straight to heaven.
Yeah.
I almost said hell, but I just played nice and I said heaven.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, here's the inch.
Hey, did you say something?
All right, so here's a thought. Man, so just thinking of the expanse of the universe, like how fucking huge it is. Okay, we all know it's huge. 14 billion years old of just internal everything. Or wait, what?
What?
Just like
hey,
there's
J-Man, do you want to start over?
So much.
Let me cut that part out. You start over.
All right, so let's speak intelligently now. That was for the people who have an
that was for
IQ
the
of 1 or less. Now for the people with an IQ of 1 or greater. Like, okay, so just, I don't think people realize how big space is. I mean, it's pretty easy to think that it's just forever and ever. But even from just what we can see, how big it is, I mean, come on. Like, we are a little tiny spot in a little tiny galaxy in the right position, and there's just all this universe out there. Like, I mean, what if when we die, like, we can just travel the universe? What if it all makes sense when we die?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go too much into this stuff because I don't see. The thing is I'm doing that again where I'm like almost catering the conversation based on.
That's the worst part. Is like dying, not knowing what's out there. Like, I think that when you die, every question you have should be answered.
The thing is it's kind of this is gonna be half a joke, half serious. I hope that when I die, I just like, even if it's like, all right, you died, you're gonna be, you're gonna disappear and you're gonna cease to exist, and that's the end of it. But I hope they like give me like just like a couple hours to just look over like a stat sheet. Like, I just want to know like how many times did I swear? What were all the different girls that I could have been in a relationship with? What was the biggest shit I ever took? Like, just there's a stat sheet. I just want to know like what my records are, and then after that,
like a video game.
Yeah,
you want to know if you got the good ending or the bad ending.
Yeah, exactly. Like, after that, snap your fingers and I cease to exist. I don't care, but I want to know. I want to know what my stats were.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm wrong, and my beliefs are wrong, and when you die, you cease to exist, that's fine. But if I'm right, and there's something more to when you die, the possibilities in itself are just terrifying because of all the different possibilities. Like,
no, it's crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing more mind blowing to me, honestly, than just thinking about our place in this like universe. Like it's one of those things where like I'll see a bunch of videos and people are like, "Hey, this is one of the most Earth-like planets. It's 750 million light years away." Where it's just like I don't even know what that means. I don't even how can you even quantify that? But like I'll sit there and I'll think about that and I'm like, there's such a weird disconnect between like where we actually are in the universe and then what we feel like we are on Earth. Like when I look up into the sky, I see some clouds and I see some blue. It's hard for me to think that like if you get just beyond that clouds and the blue, it's just emptiness with like fucking stars and planets, and that shit just goes on forever. Like it's crazy to think of that I'm sitting here on my little chair under the ground, talking into a microphone while playing a video game, while speaking into a thing that's sending electrical signals to somebody else on a different part of this rock, who's also doing the same things, and at the same point, we are flying millions of miles an hour into space, just constantly, and we're never gonna stop. Like that shit blows my fucking head off.
Yeah, it's crazy because we're in the Milky Way, which is like
delicious, by the way.
Solar systems revolving or rotating around a black hole, and we're in that right position in the black hole so that our sun is there, and then we're in the right position to revolve around or rotate around the sun, and because of that position that we are in the world galaxy, we are held to the Earth in such a fashion so that everything around us works perfectly, and because of all of this, our position in this vast universe, our particular position allows us to have this conversation we're having right now that will never be aired on YouTube ever because of just the randomness of this conversation. But all of that just happening perfectly.
And the thing is
it's mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing. And like a lot of people say, well, that's why it can't be random. That's why this has to be specific. And like at the same point, I can understand that viewpoint. But at the same point, I think of like, okay, sure. But look at all of the billions of planets that aren't us. Because of that exact reason, the fact that it's so astronomically improbable that 99.99999 and almost to infinity planets don't have what we have. Like, we really could be just that astronomical amount. I mean, the fact that of all the planets we know, only a handful are theorized hospitable, like we have yet to find another planet like us, I think says just as much to the counter of, well, it has to be something else, as much as it says to the pro of it. Like, it's crazy. Like, we are it's weird. We're such an anomaly in this fucking universe.
You're at a point there where you can't use science or religion or anything to back your argument because there's just so many unknowns in both. It's just like, it's either a huge coincidence to you or there's no way it's a coincidence to you. It's predetermined, and those are pretty much your only options. And it's just the way your brain works and what's most logical to you and whatever. And I understand why both people believe in both perspectives and whatnot. I mean, because it is pretty astronomical and pretty crazy. If you think about it, like that we have the right amount of gravity, the right amount of oxygen, the right atmosphere, the right distance, the right everything, and yeah, it's like, when you have billions of opportunities, you're going to get it right. Eventually, maybe, I don't know. I think that the odds in the billions of trillions, maybe galaxies, I don't know. It's just so beyond my capability of thinking that I can't possibly even fathom this all being just an explosion or something, but whatever. I'm not trying to get into that kind of a discussion. I mean, this is not a philosophical discussion we're having here. It's just, I just have to take a moment and just think about how mind-blowing that is. Every time I think about it, it just casts me aside, and I just lose my train of thought of everything that I'm thinking about because of just how insane that is.
No, it's absolutely like bonkers. And I think that the audience is probably smart enough to read between the lines, but should we inform them of our beliefs without, I mean, we don't have to go like, I'm this and I believe this and you should be this, but just like basically like, you're Catholic.
The main reason, well, I'm not Catholic, but
well, what are you? Like, let them know. Just
the main reason why I avoid that is because of the troll comments of just people who are so dedicated in their beliefs. They just feel like they need it. There's two things that I always avoid: religion and politics, and there's a good reason why.
Of course.
Because anytime I've ever gotten in an argument with anybody has been because of those two reasons. Well, unless it's been like work or something, But like anybody who I consider a friend or somebody who I can talk to anything about, anytime it gets out of control is those two reasons. And I feel like it's just there's no reason why we should fuel the flame of trolls and people who would just...
I'm not trying to do that, and I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, but it's less of like we're trying to exist within a label and then like feed that fire. It's more of just kind of like as an understanding tool for the viewers, so they get a little more context for the conversation. That's all.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm I have a religious background. My parents, or my mother, I don't have a father. What a bastard.
What a son of a bitch.
My mother was a very religious woman. I was raised in a religious background. When I turned 18, I said, this is all great, but I want to look for myself and see what's out there. And, but my mind always goes back to that supernatural aspect just because, that's what makes sense to me, and it's kind of like one of the more leading concepts is that there is a natural creator or whatever. But and so to me, that's what makes sense to me. So I'm more I'm not like your super religious guy where I'm like 18 Hail Marys, make confession or anything. The word religion has been like just.
It's like any label
used as a nasty word lately, and I don't like that. But it's not. But it's kind of. People use religion to do terrible things, and so I don't like to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm religious," because then automatically a lot of people will label you.
Yeah, exactly. But like with any label is going to have both good and bad connotations. That's just the way that works. And
it's not that I'm not proud who I am. We'll go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm not doing this to like everybody be like, oh, fend for one side, and I'm gonna say this, and I hope that the viewership would understand is like, just be respectful of people. Like, there's a lot of people on this earth. And because of that, there's a lot of people with different beliefs, and everybody's going to think slightly differently. Everybody's going to have their different thing. One person's going to like one thing that the other person doesn't like, and they're going to like something that you don't like, and you're going to like something that they don't like. And it's just, I don't understand why everybody has to be at each other's fucking throats all the time, and everybody has to be against each other. Just, you do you, I'll do me, he'll do him, she'll do her, and just let that be that. Like, there's so much unnecessary hate on this fucking planet, and I just
only it was that easy.
Well, I know it's not, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people. I know that there are a lot of people. There is. I'm not going to throw this person under the bus, but there is somebody who is very, very close to me who is pretty old-fashioned in what they believe is good and bad and all that stuff, and that's them. They can do them, and it bothers me when it's like, oh no, but other people shouldn't do that. It's like, well, who the fuck are you to say? Like, are they happy? Did that person, the person you're talking about, and you're talking about hating and on and all that shit, are they happy? Is the answer yes? Then good. Let them be happy. What does it affect you in any way? Are you happy without ever having to worry about them? Great. They're going to be happy without ever having to worry about you. Just, you do you, they'll do them, and if people all shared that mindset, this world would be such a better fucking place. But anyways, I went on a rant. What I was trying to say is, J-Man, hopefully you won't have to feel like you can't say what you want to say because you're afraid of how to go over.
No, it's
no. Let me finish. And hopefully the other people watching this will be level-headed and well-informed enough to not also do that to you. And hopefully they won't do that to me. And hopefully the people in the comments won't do that to each other. We're all just people. We all have our opinions. Just let us be us, and you worry about you.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, if somebody wants to rag on me because, I believe in God, so be it. I don't really give a shit about that. But here's the thing is, what I don't like is that, when somebody says they're religious, they're looked on as this negative thing. Like, here's the way I look at it is like, you follow something that teaches you to be a good person. Like, if back in the day, back when I was in high school, there was a very popular thing where it was like, what would Jesus do kind of thing. Like, and if you,
WWJD, my mom used to have a fucking bracelet
anybody,
with that fucking saying on it.
Yeah, it was very popular in my high school and stuff. Like, anybody who's Christian who says, well, I think that you can't be gay, or, you gotta be, like, they're disrespecting gay people. All you gotta say is like, well, you follow this teacher, this preacher, this guy named Jesus who, like, was this awesome person. It's like, would he have fucking been doing all this shit, saying all this shit about gay people? No, he would have been like saying, hey, nice to meet you. You are a great person because you are a person. And it's like, that's kind of the way I look at it is it's like, you can't like read this book, the Bible, and say, this is, every word in it is you can't deter from it. It's like, all you have to do is look at the example that is represented in the book, and that's all you need to know. You just need to know how you're, like, to treat people with respect and dignity, no matter what they believe or no matter what they do. If they're gay, if they, they want to have an abortion, or, I'm a pro-life guy, I'll say it. And I understand there's women who get raped, but, I still feel like the child, that's why we have adoption, blah, whatever. I don't want to even just stir that thing, but I'm saying, but like, even if that person does, do something that's against your belief, you're supposed to approach them with a respectful manner and treat them like a human being, because they are a human being. And that's kind of what I think that, Christianity and stuff is supposed to be teaching, but people use it as a weapon as opposed to a reason to just be a good person.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm coming from. It's like, just stop fucking using it as an excuse to be a dick.
It's always hard because these types of things, like I have an opinion about a lot of people based on their actions, and I don't think that this is all people, so I feel like I need to have as many disclaimers on this as I possibly can have.
Oh yeah, we're getting into religion, man. You got to freaking disclaimer the hell out of it. I am disclaiming
the hell out of it. But what I will say is it is a great irony to me how I feel like the most religious of religious people tend to be, and I say tend, this does not apply to everybody, just specific people that I know specifically who are like this, just tend to be really hypocritic. Like a lot of what the Bible and even other religions say is, don't judge. They'll be judged by the judger at the end of their life. And yet they are some of the most judgmental people you could find on this earth.
Amen, brother.
And it's kind of interesting and kind of sad how that's the case, where it's just like, I subscribe to X, Y, and Z, and this person is not abiding to X, Y, and Z, so I'm going to shame them, I'm going to hate them, I'm going to protest outside there, I'm going to talk shit on them, and this is like, isn't everything that you're doing right now the exact opposite of what you should be doing if you truly believe the way you believe?
Yeah, that's exactly why I avoid the religion thing, is because it's now begun to become this bad taste in everyone's mouth when they hear it.
There's a counter to that too, and there's a counter to that where like there's a lot of people like, oh, if I say I'm religious, there's a stigma, but I feel like there's just as much of a stigma on somebody who were to say, well, I'm atheist. Like there's okay, before I get too far ahead, so you said you're religious, you didn't really specify too much more than that. I think that's all you really need to say. I say that I subscribe to the agnostic group and I subscribe to that in the sense of like, if I had to give myself a label, I don't label myself in any way, but the label that fits closest to what I consider myself is that, and that's basically, I don't fucking know. I have my ideas of what I think the reality is, but at the end of the day, I got no fucking clue. So that was said. But, I mean, I completely lost my train of thought. I fucking fucked myself. You were saying atheist. Because my views are agnostic, but I kind of lean a little closer to the fact that there isn't a higher power more than there is. So because of that, a lot of people go like, oh, so you're atheist. And I'm like, not really. And then they go, oh, good. And like, I feel like there's just as much of a stigma for being religious as there is for being atheist. Where like, I seriously hear just as many religious jokes as I hear atheist jokes. Where like,
well, one, I don't ever want to talk to you again. You piece of shit, go to hell.
Exactly.
And two, I can't even believe you would say something like that. I hate you.
Right.
Bye. No.
Goodbye. The fucking podcast over. I'm done.
I can't do this anymore. I've held it back for too long. No, but
7 years of friendship. Done.
Nope. Yep. The cat's out of the bag. No. Continue with your
thought. No, that was pretty much it. Like it's just
because you're a dick.
It was basically just reinforcing what I was saying before, where it's just like it doesn't matter what the fuck you call yourself. Some people are going to associate that in a good light, and others are going to associate it in a negative light. It doesn't matter what you are. You being a human has both good and bad associations.
Yeah, like, fuck humans.
Yeah, seriously, they're the worst.
No, but yours, I mean, like, why you think that is a perfectly understandable reason. Like, think about it. We're in an age where science dominates. Religion doesn't dominate anymore. And science is now starting to answer all of these questions. I mean, there's still some things that science can't answer, but it doesn't mean it won't answer it. Mm-hmm. And that's a perfectly understandable approach. I mean, because there are still so many things that we don't understand. But, it's just, I mean, whether or not science explains everything. And that's where it ends. I mean, does science explain everything or does it not?
No, neither does. Science doesn't explain everything, and neither does religious text.
Well, yeah. Exactly. So, I think we can agree that you're wrong and I'm right.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, but I mean, but we'll move on from this because this has gotten probably a little more different than we had anticipated. But I do want to end this note with the fact that I am probably one of the most accepting human beings that there is. I don't want to hold myself up to be like, I am so accepting, I'm better than everybody else. It's not that, but like the way that I see it is I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you believe, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I mean, you could believe whatever you want, you could fuck whatever you want within reason. You can do whatever you want as long as it upholds what would be considered good morals and it isn't hurting anybody. I don't care what you do. If you're a person who's like, the only way I can be happy in a relationship is if I'm in a relationship with 5 people at once. If you're in a relationship with 5 other people who also believe that, then great. I don't care. Are you happy? Cool, you're happy. Do you believe in God? Are you happy? Cool. You believe in spaghetti monsters? Are you happy? Cool. You believe that when you die, you turn into a tree? Cool. You want to fuck somebody's foot? I don't care. Like, if you're happy and the person you're with is happy and you're not negatively affecting somebody, then that's fine. Great. That's perfect. That is exactly what I would hope for you. So anybody listening to this be like, oh, I feel like I can't believe this because he believes that, or I can't think this because they think that. Just, if you're happy with what you think and what you think makes you happy and it makes sense to you, then I'm completely happy for you, and I'm 100% accepting of that.
You made a lot of good points there. I don't know what to believe now. I especially when you started going on about talking about fucking foots.
Yeah, dude. That's some people are into that shit.
That makes sense to me. I mean, suddenly.
See, I didn't want to talk about my foot fetish, but now that you've opened it up, no, I'm kind of ranting. But all I'm trying to say is everybody is accepted in this grunting pixel. I don't even know what the hell we'd call you guys, like, community. The only thing that is not accepted is discrimination and hatred. That's that
and murder.
That and garlic breath. That's out too. Like seriously, if you're hateful to people for no reason and you're a shit starter and a shit talker and you discriminate without any reason other than you think that you should, that type of shit doesn't float with me. But if you're
talk about them behind their backs like a normal person.
Not even not even that. Just like be accepting of people, be happy, and you're totally fine here. Be an asshole and we're gonna have a problem.
Well, you're allowed to not accept someone's lifestyle. Like, for instance, the gay thing is really big now. You're allowed to not accept that lifestyle, but don't be a fucking dick to people who are gay.
Yeah,
treat them like they're still a human being.
I think that you should.
And there's nothing wrong with them as far as I'm concerned.
And this is a little more into my.
Some people.
This is a little more into my opinion, so maybe this could get me into trouble. But I think you should accept that they exist and be okay with their existence. You don't have to approve of it. You don't have to be like, "Hey, come get married in my church" or anything like that. But just don't be hateful. That's really just what I'm trying to get down to. Is like if you read the Bible or a textbook or a belief or something and you're like, I'm not cool with that, then say, cool. You're not cool with that for you. Don't let that go any further than that. You don't have to be gay. You don't have to do gay things. Just as long as you're doing what you feel like you should be doing, let everybody else do what they feel like they should be doing.
Wait, you don't have to be gay?
No, you don't have to. Believe it or not.
Ah, shit.
I already subscribed. Can you cancel the newsletter?
So many dicks have penetrated my ass, and I didn't even know. Could have told me.
I did. I guess I didn't tell you soon enough. My apologies.
Well, you're the one who's been penetrating my ass.
Well,
so
I thought you were gay, so I thought we were okay.
But you said I had to be.
I didn't say that. I said you should be. I didn't say you had to be.
You're like J-Man, because you call me J-Man in real life. You're like,
that's actually my pet
This has to happen. You have to be gay, and I have to penetrate your. Okay, edit this out. Done.
That's it. End of that topic.
Yep, that's the end of that. And that's how you end a topic.
Awkwardly, might I add.
Yeah, awkwardly and discomfortly and.
At the end of the day, I hope that everybody's cool with this, and I hope that everybody's accepting of each other and
you know
us.
What?
And
you're gonna have your dicks. Yeah. You're gonna have your trolls.
We're going to.
You know what?
I hope to limit that shit. I never understood that.
You know, do what you want. Just don't be a troll.
Yeah. I guess it does kind of sound.
Don't leave negative comments in this particular podcast, and I'd be
or just on the channel. And the thing is you can be negative, just be it constructively. Like if you listen to this and you said, hey, I heard you out, really don't agree, my textbook has told me exactly how life should be, and these people don't live that life, so they're wrong. That's, in my opinion, not the best way to look at it, but at least you're nice about it. But if you're in the comment like, fuck you, man, you fucking faggot ass cocksucker, fucking sticking up for them queers, I would fucking burn you. Like, that's the shit that I'm not okay with that. That's the stuff that I'm not okay with.
You should be. Like, as long as you're genuine.
Yeah.
Just don't be a fucking douche.
So this has been a roller coaster. at this point.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, anybody who's stuck through this, I mean, they're probably like...
The thing is it's funny because...
Who knows?
It not only has turned out to be, like, a sampler platter of, like, what we are, but at the same point, this is not unlike any other conversation we ever had. Like, one of the reasons we wanted to record these is because our conversations were interesting, but they're fucking crazy. Like, the first time that, because I, due to life and things, me and Jared had actually had a couple, probably a year or two where we actually didn't talk nearly as much as we wanted to. And so we, fucking came back and we're like, hey dude, what's up? How's it going? This, that, and other thing. And then we ended up going from like E3 to God to Mario Call of Duty to fucking porn, like just everything. We talk about the most crazy random shit. And so this was kind of a sample platter. We didn't get on the porn, but we could do that next time.
Oh, we can do that right now.
There we go. All right, J-Man, what's your favorite porn?
What do you think about porn? I like porn. Okay, done.
Okay, J-Man, you're gonna look up porn right now. What's your keyword?
Man. Well, is it bestiality or bestiality? Either one of those two.
I think the clinical term is bestiality, but I want to look up bestiality.
Oh, we didn't get into the difference between the two. That was unrecorded.
That was unrecorded.
I see. Yeah, never mind. We'll skip that. If that's the case, then docking. Definitely fan of docking.
Docking's good. That's
anything where docking is involved.
What about sounding?
By docking,
I mean
that? Two women.
Are you into sounding?
That's above my porn vocabulary. I don't know what that is.
I don't think you want to.
I don't want to.
I've never looked this up. This is all secondhand knowledge, but I'm fairly certain that sounding is when you stick objects down the penis hole.
Yeah, that's sounding pretty terrible. Woo!
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, well, I usually don't get past 2 women, 1 cup, so, I mean, that usually does it for me.
2 women, 1 cylindrical orifice for drinking.
Sometimes I get to 2 cups, 1 woman, and then other times it's like 1 goat, 2 women in a cup, and a can of hairspray. But, I mean, usually if there's a cup, shitting, and a woman involved, I'm usually pretty happy.
Did you say and hairspray? Oh, man. My favorite keyword for porn is and hairspray. Oh, man. Nothing gets me off like that fucking sticky, icky fucking spray, man.
Hey, we all have our fetishes.
Exactly.
All I ask is that you don't judge.
Jared likes...
just be genuine.
Some people like their cups. Some people like their feet. Jared likes his hairspray.
Nothing gets me off like docking and hairspray.
What if you sprayed hairspray on the tips of each dock? And then they got, like, adhesed together.
Talk about a hard docking. Wait, is that even a real word? No, it's not, but it is now.
Docking?
No, hard docking.
Well, it's 2 words.
Well, no, it's
actually 7.
Hyphened.
7 words. All right. It's 4:30 in the morning. I think we need to go to sleep.
That's what happens when you record at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, to be fair, a lot of our conversations do exist between 12 and insert late, way too late number here. So they do kind of tend to deteriorate as time goes on due to both J-Man's raging alcoholism and also lack of sleep.
I'm a raging alcoholic.
All right. On that note, if this comes out, thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you guys next time. Say goodbye, Jared, right now.
See ya.